things off, let's talk about the game against Arizona. For you as a coach, what was that environment like?
Well, I've been in a lot of those environments, so it was an opportunity for our players, first of all. I think that I wanted them to, as Coach Kinder did as well, we wanted them to experience that type of hoopla, the experience of playing against really good players, great atmosphere, to play in an atmosphere where you know that the adversity is going to be great. How are you going to handle it? I thought we did a pretty good job with it. But overall, I thought it was a good experience for our players. I don't think this overall score was indicative of what we did, but we were able to play everybody on the team, and that was important. And you know, it just gives them a chance to, in 30 years, to say that they played against the University of Arizona in that environment. And I guarantee you, they're going to be playing. They played against some of these guys who are going to be in the league in a couple of years. So overall, it was a good experience, and I thought everything was fine. I obviously, as a coach, I don't like the score, and I know Coach Kinder didn't, but I think there's just so many other positives that went along with the game.
So you talked about, hey, everybody got playing time in that game, and obviously, you know, thus far in the preseason, that's a big goal. Is with so many new faces on this team, getting a good sense of things. Are any guys jump out in your mind that you've seen a lot of big progressions from?
Well, I'm not one that likes to do that. I think that overall the team is progressing. There are a lot of new guys. We have some freshmen, I think, that are starting to really come on a little bit. We have some returners that are starting to learn that their roles have to be more than off the bench. And that they're going to have to play a lot more minutes, and they're going to have to contribute a lot more than they did last year. You know, it's too early in the season for us to say that anybody's really coming on. There's just too much. There's too much basketball to be played yet. Yet there hasn't been a lot of practice time, and you know, if there's not a lot of practice time, you're not going to be able to really sort out your team. We really don't even have a rotation down yet, and hopefully we will in the next couple games, because we do have a league game coming up, and that's going to be important for us. But we learned some things about our team in the last couple games. The lopsided win and the lopsided loss really kind of hurt you when you're trying to get a rotation down. But I think both of them helped us in many ways, and we've had some good practices here in the last few days. So hopefully we'll be able to get a rotation down here after the next couple games.
You talked about the next game, Simpson College coming up on Friday. What do you know about them? What does that scouting report look like against them?
Well, from what I've seen and what I've heard, I think they're better than they were last year. A little deeper with their shooting. I noticed they put up a lot of threes their last ball game. I actually saw the Viola game. And they shot the ball fairly well. They have some pretty good size. They have some guys who can move around a little bit. So it will be a good test for us to see what the last few days of practice have done for us, because it's been really important for us to try to break things down when we came back from Arizona. You just, after a game like that, you have to be able to have time to break things down. So against Simpson, we have to, I think, especially in my mind, I think we have to worry about ourselves. Even though Simpson's a better ball club, we really need to worry about ourselves and get ourselves right. And we've been able to do that the last few practices.
Coach, you got 15 days till promoters in here, and they count. What do you guys need to get out of these non-league games to be ready to go when they count in, about 2 weeks here?
Well, I think I kind of alluded that a little bit, that we need to find out our rotation. We need to find out who's.
Are you guys getting closer to that?
We're getting closer. I wouldn't say we're there yet, but we got to find out who's going to be there for us at the end. We still have a couple of guys that are injured. We want to try to get those guys in the fold if we can. It's going to be really important when we go up against Simpson on Friday night that we're looking for guys that are focused in what we need to do as a team, more so than individuals. That's why I don't like to talk about individuals, really. I think we need to concentrate on what we're going to do as a group, and the next couple games will allow us to do that.
Okay, you don't want to talk about individuals. Alec Williams, I think he proved that he can score the basketball, and we definitely saw that last week at Arizona. Where is more scoring going to come from on this team?
That's a good question. I'm hoping that we can get it from our perimeter guys a little bit more. We have 2 or 3 guys can really shoot the ball, and we've got to create some points for them by getting them open. But not only that, they need to learn to get themselves open, and it's hard to do that sometimes when you've always grown up and played basketball with the 5 people going to screen for you. Well, in Coach Kinder's system, you need to be able to screen for others to get yourself open. And I think once they learn to do that, I think they'll be able to do that. It's you can't gauge, I don't think, a lot about this team after the last game. You really can't. You're going up against a top 10 team. People call them top 12. I call them a top 10 team. I don't know if there's a lot of teams out there as good, as long as athletic. And you can't gauge this team off of that. You really can't. Alec can score, but some of the shots he put up are really difficult shots. And coming from where he's at, from where he was at San Diego State, he's played against competition like that. And a lot of the guys that we haven't, and the length that they have is what really bothered us. So I think that for us, we need to get back to the drawing board, find out where we can get those points. We got to manufacture points. There's no question about it. Whether it be off our defense or if it be off our offensive entries or even off the motion offense, wherever we need to find it. But we got guys on the perimeter that can score, and we need to find a way to get them open, whether it be on their own or us helping them.
I have a final question for you guys. As far as meshing goes, how have you and Coach Kinder meshed, and have you guys started to figure out how to work with each other at your best when you guys are on and off the court?
We don't like each other at all.
It's good you're honest with that.
Yeah, I think he would appreciate that. No, I think that it's actually gotten pretty tight, and it's kind of different. He wanted to hire somebody I think that had experience and could come in here and do some different things with the club, and he's let me do that, and I think that's a lot of respect there. And for him to do that, I gather there's a lot of respect from me too, because there's a lot of guys that would feel a little threatened over that, and he has not at all. And I just appreciate the fact that he's allowed me to come in here and be a part of this program, because I was looking for something like this when I came back from China. So it really gave me an opportunity to be with a guy I respect, a winning program, really good players and kids. And I've made a lot of friendships here real quickly, and he's one of them. So it's been a really good thing for me, and I'm very appreciative of it.
You talked about Arizona experience a little bit. I mean, what else can you learn from that game, just kind of going forward, that you know about your team and what you still need?
Don't
to do?
schedule them again.
More money next time.
No doubt. You kind of find out who the guys are that when the lights go on, you can count on them a little bit. We had some guys that, quite frankly, really didn't handle the lights and the cameras and the crowd too well. But that's a learning experience. So I don't think that we can say that what guys stepped up or who didn't. I think what we could do is put that in our hats as a learning experience for all of us. If we can do that, I think that it will be a positive thing for the whole team, and that's the way we got to look at it.
Does that simulate, and you've got that kind of environment, does it simulate what you're going to see when you're going with those big games, San Bernardino's, some of those?
I don't know if it does or not. I don't think it does, and I'll tell you why. I think everybody might think that was the game of the year for a lot of these guys, but it's not. The game of the year is what we're doing in the conference. I think if you get in a tight conference game, I think that's where you really find out, what it's all about. Simulation from the Arizona game, if we were playing them again, maybe, but right now, if we go into a conference game and it's a tight game, it's different. And you're on that line in Arizona, it's a little different on the line against the conference opponent that you might win or lose that game. So, but I think what it does simulate is the crowd noise and maybe the environment itself. There's a lot of good things that came out of it, and I know I'm a little more negative than Coach Coach Kinder is about it. I mean, he'd probably come in here and be real positive about it. But I think for me, I'm more concerned about what we're going to do in the next few days and what happened there.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks,
All right.